I was put on game by like one of my neighbors as I was growing up. My Puerto Rican neighbor, I call him Poppy. He basically told us like buy a duplex, live on one side, with the other side out, you living for free. And so like that's something that just stuck with me from when I was like 12, 13 years old. Like any house I was looking at was gonna be a duplex. Like why pay the mortgage when somebody else next door is gonna pay the mortgage? When I was planning my exit route from my job, it was a thing of like, all right, I should go get this duplex because my biggest expense is my rent. And so ended up getting my first duplex, did everything to it. Got my hands dirty with flooring and painting and all of this stuff. It worked just how Poppy said it was gonna work. So I go next door, I pick up the rent. Rent at that time was $900 a month. My mortgage was $800. So I'm making $100 off of that. And then I had two roommates on my side, so I'm making $400 off of both of them. So I'm bringing in $900 a month. I basically call that like the foundation to my freedom. Now we own two duplexes, a commercial building in our home. And so we're cash flowing pretty well off of the real estate right now, and always looking to grow that as long as my wife is down to do it.
So how did you pick the location for where you were going to buy property? Like how did you pick the actual buildings that you bought? I know duplex was one of your criteria, but what other criteria did you use when deciding which duplex or which properties to buy?
Honestly, it was duplex was the criteria. I mean, I got my pre-approval letter. As y'all know, at my job, I wasn't making much, so my pre-approval letter was low. So, I mean, I didn't have much to look at, so that's going to put you in the inner city. I mean, talking to now real estate investors now, that's where you make the most money is the inner city. I mean, you're going to have the most headaches as well. In the inner city, that's where you're going to make the most cash flow. And so I ended up looking at 3 duplexes. The third duplex, my realtor was like, nah, you don't want this. I said, I can find another realtor if you want me to, or you gonna put the offer in because we want this one. At the time, that duplex, I bought it for 110 and now it's worth like 260. I've never, ever paid the mortgage on it because it's always been rented. Now both sides are rented, so we're cash flowing off of that. And ended up buying a duplex next door, probably like 6 months before me and my wife got married. We invested in that one too. That one's both rented, so we're cash flowing off of those too. So it's definitely a huge blessing. It's definitely what I teach all of my mentees to do. Like, yo, you should think about grabbing a duplex if you're thinking about buying. Your mortgage might be $300, $400, $500 cheaper. So like buying in the inner city, you're getting cheaper property. And if you're able to get renters in there and tenants in there, it's definitely a good thing.